Let's talk about speed, not just fast, but world-shrinking, mind-bending speed. Imagine a world where the distances that once separated us are suddenly trivial, where the very concept of far away is redefined. For decades, air travel hasn't gotten much quicker. London to New York? Still about 7 hours. Despite all our technological advances, the time it takes to cross continents or oceans has barely changed since the dawn of the jet age. But what if you could do it in less time than a movie? That's the promise of hypersonic flight. Imagine boarding a plane, settling in, and before you know it, you're halfway across the world. Hypersonic means speeds above Mach 5 times the speed of sound. At these velocities, the rules of flight change, and so do the possibilities. Today, we're talking Mach 7, over 5,300 miles per hour. That's fast enough to make the world feel much, much smaller. At that speed, you could cross the US in 30 minutes. Oceans become ponds. The idea of a long-haul flight could soon be a thing of the past. It's not just about getting there faster, it's about redefining what there even means. Suddenly, business in Tokyo and dinner in Paris on the same day isn't just a fantasy. For defense, hypersonic speed is a game changer. It's not just about travel, it's about strategic advantage. Aircraft at Mach 7 are nearly impossible to intercept. Traditional defenses simply can't keep up with something moving this fast. They can gather intelligence or respond to threats before an opponent can react. Hypersonic vehicles could change the balance of power in an instant. That's why nations are pouring billions into hypersonic research. It's a paradigm shift in military capability. The stakes are enormous and the competition is fierce, but achieving these speeds is incredibly hard. The science is daunting, and the engineering challenges are unlike anything before. At Mach 7, air entering the engine is hotter than a volcano. The temperatures are so extreme they push materials and technology to their absolute limits. Traditional jet engines would melt. Even the toughest metals struggle to survive in these conditions. The thermal barrier has been the great unsolved problem. Overcoming it requires new materials, new designs, and new ways of thinking. The holy grail, an engine that can survive and thrive in this environment. It's the key to unlocking the hypersonic age. Now, 2 British companies might have cracked it. Their innovations could set the pace for the entire world. Rolls-Royce and Reaction Engines are leading the charge. Their teams are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, racing to make hypersonic travel a reality. Their breakthrough could change how we think about time, distance, and global power. The world could become more connected than ever before. The race for hypersonic flight is on, and the world may never be the same. The next frontier isn't just about speed. It's about transforming the way we live, work, and connect across the planet. Rolls-Royce, legendary for engines from Spitfires to Concorde, brings unmatched expertise. Enter Reaction Engines, the innovators from Oxfordshire, obsessed with one audacious idea, an engine that breathes air from standstill to orbit. Their founder, Alan Bond, never gave up on the dream after HOTOL was cancelled. This partnership is synergy. Rolls-Royce's industrial might meets Reaction Engines' radical technology. The UK's Ministry of Defence supercharged the collaboration, making it a national mission. In August 2024, they ran a combined system simulating Mach 3.5 flight, proof the theory works. This was a monumental moment. A viable air-breathing hypersonic engine is within reach. It's what happens when established genius and disruptive innovation join forces. The world took notice. Britain is back at the cutting edge of flight. The next step, push the limits even further. The secret weapon? The pre-cooler. At Mach 5 and beyond, air entering the engine is over 1,000 degrees C, enough to melt steel. The pre-cooler instantly chills this inferno to manageable levels, using thousands of hair-thin tubes filled with liquid helium. This heat exchange happens in less than a 20th of a second. The result? Cool, dense air for the engine, making hypersonic flight possible. Once cooled, the air feeds a jet engine for takeoff and acceleration to Mach 3. Then, the system switches to a ramjet mode, burning fuel in the fast-moving air to reach Mach 7. It's a hybrid, 2-stage system, made possible by the pre-cooler's thermal wizardry. This single component turns the impossible into reality. The future of flight hinges on this breakthrough. Breaking the sound barrier was once a dream, until Chuck Yeager did it in 1947. Concorde and the SR-71 Blackbird became icons of supersonic flight. Concorde cruised at Mach 2, shrinking the Atlantic. The SR-71 hit Mach 3.3, outpacing threats and pushing materials to their limits. Both relied on turbojet engines, but struggled with heat and efficiency. The new Rolls-Royce and reaction engines design changes the game. The pre-cooler sidesteps the thermal barrier that limited past legends. Instead of brute force, it's elegant engineering, making hypersonic speeds sustainable. This isn't just faster, it's a new era of flight. The leap from Concorde to today's technology is like going from steam trains to maglev. The future is here, and it's moving at Mach 7. Aerospace is fiercely competitive, even among allies. The US dominates military aviation, but a British breakthrough in hypersonics is causing a stir. Rolls-Royce's US presence lets it play both sides. British innovation, American manufacturing. This strategy opens doors in the lucrative US defense market. Canada, too, is pushing boundaries. Bombardier's Global 8000 will be the fastest civilian jet since Concorde. It's not just about one nation, it's a Western alliance of talent and technology. The UK's partnership of Rolls-Royce and reaction engines is a bold statement of engineering prowess. Innovation isn't just in Silicon Valley. Britain is leading a critical future technology. National pride is justified. This is a global race, and the UK is out in front. The achievement is amplified by competition, not diminished. The future of air combat is robotic. Swarms of drones will dominate the skies, working together in coordinated formations that can overwhelm traditional defenses. These autonomous machines will be guided and supported by a handful of manned fighters, blending human intuition with machine precision for unmatched effectiveness. Rolls-Royce is already powering today's advanced drones with its reliable engines, ensuring endurance and performance in demanding missions. But the next generation of drones will demand even greater speed, longer range, and the ability to operate in more extreme environments. Enter the Orpheus engine family, designed for the future, and soon, hypersonic propulsion. Hypersonic drones could scout, jam enemy signals, or strike high-value targets before the enemy even knows they're there, changing the tempo of warfare. Air-breathing hypersonic engines will enable reusable, rapid response platforms that can be deployed again and again with minimal turnaround. Imagine launching a drone from the UK with the ability to reach distant theaters of operation in record time, arriving at a crisis zone anywhere in the world in just an hour, ready to respond to emerging threats, and then returning to base, refueled and rearmed, prepared for the next mission almost immediately. The August 2024 ground test proved the physics and engineering behind this vision. The next steps: refine the technology, test at even higher speeds, and build a flight demonstrator to show what's possible. Military applications will lead the way, but civilian uses, like ultra-fast cargo delivery or emergency response, will follow, just as jet engines revolutionized commercial flight after WPRU, transforming how we travel and connect. Tomorrow's war drones are the test beds for the airliners of the future, pushing boundaries and shaping the next era of aviation. Hypersonic technology isn't just for defense, it's poised to revolutionize the way we travel across the globe. Imagine a future where the boundaries of distance and time are dramatically redrawn, making the world more connected than ever before. Picture boarding a flight in London and landing in Sydney just 2 hours later. What once took a day now becomes a quick hop across continents. The world shrinks before our eyes. Business deals close faster, cultures blend more easily, and global logistics are transformed overnight. Perishable foods and life-saving emergency supplies could be delivered anywhere on Earth within hours, not days, reshaping industries and saving lives. Of course, the hurdles are huge. Cost, environmental impact, and safety all present major challenges that must be overcome. But history shows it's possible. The Concorde proved supersonic travel could be achieved, even if only for a time. Now, a new generation of engines is tackling the biggest problem: achieving efficiency and reliability at extreme speeds never before reached in commercial flight. This is more than technology. It's a symbol of renewed ambition, a return to the pioneering spirit that defined the earliest days of aviation. Today, the UK and its partners are leading the charge. standing at the forefront of the next leap in human mobility and innovation. Every advance in flight has changed our world in ways no one could have predicted, opening doors to new possibilities and connections. The hypersonic engine is the next revolutionary step, shrinking the planet, redefining what's possible, and ushering in a new era of speed and exploration. The roar echoing from a British test stand today may soon be the sound of our shared future taking flight, connecting us all in ways we can only begin to imagine. As the promise of hypersonic flight captures imaginations worldwide, a new race is underway, one that echoes the space race of the 20th century, but this time, the finish line is Mach 7. From the United States to China, Russia to Europe, nations are investing billions into the development of hypersonic propulsion, each aiming to be the first to master these blistering speeds. The stakes are high: military superiority, commercial dominance, and the prestige of pioneering the next great leap in transportation. In this global contest, Rolls-Royce's Mach 7 engine stands out as a symbol of British innovation and determination. By collaborating with reaction engines and harnessing cutting-edge technologies like the pre-cooler, Rolls-Royce isn't just keeping pace, they're setting the standard. Their approach blends proven engineering with bold experimentation, positioning the UK at the very heart of this international competition. But the race is about more than who gets there first. It's about shaping the rules, building alliances, and ensuring that hypersonic technology benefits humanity as a whole. As prototypes roar to life in secret hangars and test flights blaze new trails through the upper atmosphere, the world watches and waits. Who will unlock the secrets of sustained, reliable hypersonic propulsion? And how will this breakthrough redefine not just travel, but the balance of power and opportunity on a global scale? The finish line is still out of sight, but one thing is clear. The global race for Mach 7 is on, and Rolls-Royce is determined to lead the charge into this new era of speed. But as the race toward Mach 7 accelerates, not every obstacle is technical. In the shadows of international collaboration, geopolitics casts a long and complex shadow. The United States, wary of losing its technological edge and concerned about national security, has tightened the reins on technology transfer. New export controls and restrictions target everything from advanced materials to high-performance computing, making it harder than ever for foreign partners to access the latest American innovations. For the Rolls-Royce Mach 7 project, these restrictions became a defining challenge. Critical components and research once shared freely between allies suddenly became off-limits. British engineers found themselves navigating a maze of regulations, with project timelines stretched by months, even years, as they worked to replace embargoed parts and develop independent solutions. The flow of information slowed, and the spirit of open collaboration was tested. Yet, adversity often breeds innovation. Faced with these barriers, the Rolls-Royce team doubled down on homegrown talent and forged new alliances across Europe and beyond. The need to adapt sparked a surge of creativity. Alternative materials, novel cooling systems, and indigenous software solutions all emerged from necessity. The Mach 7 project, once a symbol of transatlantic partnership, became a testament to resilience and resourcefulness in the face of shifting political winds. Ultimately, the US clampdown didn't halt progress, it redefined it. The pursuit of hypersonic flight became not just a race of speed, but of independence, ingenuity, and the unyielding drive to reach beyond borders, no matter how high the barriers might rise. While the world's attention focused on the transatlantic tug-of-war, a surprising player emerged from the north. Canada, often seen as an observer in the hypersonic race, Canada quietly became a linchpin in advancing the Mach 7 engine when it mattered most. As US export controls closed doors, British engineers looked for new partners. Enter the National Research Council in Ottawa and the storied aerospace facilities in Montreal. Here, a cadre of Canadian engineers, led by Dr. Priya Desai and veteran propulsion expert Mark Tremblay, stepped into the spotlight. Bringing decades of experience in cold weather materials and high-altitude testing, their expertise offered unexpected solutions to challenges stalling the project. Canadian labs became testbeds for next-generation pre-coolers and cryogenic fuel systems, their cold climate ideal for simulating the extreme thermal stresses of hypersonic flight. Meanwhile, partnerships with universities in Toronto and Vancouver accelerated the development of advanced simulation software, crucial for fine-tuning engine performance without physical prototypes. Behind the scenes, Canada's open scientific culture and collaborative spirit bridged gaps left by political roadblocks elsewhere. The result? Breakthroughs in lightweight alloys and rapid prototyping that shaved months off development timelines. What began as a workaround evolved into a genuine partnership, with Canadian innovation now woven into the very core of the Mach 7 engine. In the end, Canada's unexpected role wasn't just about technical fixes, it was a reminder that in the quest for the future, sometimes the quietest contributors make the loudest impact, reshaping what's possible, one collaboration at a time. Reaching Mach 7 isn't just about raw power, it's about overcoming the fundamental limits of physics. At these speeds, the very air becomes an adversary, heating metal to the point where it glows, and threatening to melt even the most advanced alloys. So how did engineers keep the dream alive without burning it to ash? The answer lies in a revolution beneath the surface: new materials and radical cooling systems. Enter ultra-high temperature ceramics, engineered at the molecular level to shrug off heat that would vaporize traditional metals. These aren't just coatings, but entire components reimagined, from turbine blades to heat shields, each one designed to survive the searing friction of hypersonic flight. But materials alone weren't enough. The real breakthrough came with active cooling fuel itself, chilled to cryogenic temperatures, coursing through channels along the engine's skin. As the fuel absorbs heat, it cools the surface, while also pre-warming for combustion, turning a problem into a solution. In Canadian labs, engineers perfected these dual systems, developing composite alloys that flex without cracking, and refining intricate cooling channels thinner than a human hair. Advanced simulation software let teams test thousands of designs virtually, zeroing in on configurations that balance strength, weight, and thermal resilience. It was a triumph of collaboration and ingenuity, proof that pushing the boundaries of speed means rewriting the rulebook on what's possible. Thanks to these technical marvels, Mach 7 isn't just theory, it's a new reality, forged in the crucible of innovation, where the limits of today become the launchpad for tomorrow's flight. The race to Mach 7 hasn't just been a battle of engineering, it's become a high-stakes game of international alliances and rivalries. As soon as news of the breakthrough Canadian engine hit the global stage, governments scrambled to secure their place in the hypersonic future. On one side, old alliances grew stronger. Canadian and British teams joined forces with European partners, sharing research and pooling resources to stay ahead in the innovation arms race. Joint test flights, secretive symposiums, and technology exchanges flourished, creating a network of collaboration that stretched across continents. But not every handshake meant trust. With each advance, rival nations doubled down on their own programs, wary of falling behind. Espionage fears ran high. Engineers worked behind encrypted firewalls, and governments imposed strict export controls, trying to keep critical knowledge from slipping across borders. Meanwhile, diplomatic tensions simmered. Negotiations over joint ventures were punctuated by accusations of tech theft and sabotage. Even allies found themselves at odds, as national pride clashed with the promise of shared progress. Yet, in this crucible of competition and cooperation, innovation only accelerated. Each new engine test, each patent filed, pushed the world closer to a hypersonic era. The Mach 7 engine didn't just reshape what aircraft could do, it redrew the map of global power, making the sky above a new frontier not just for flight, but for geopolitics itself. Imagine crossing the Atlantic in under an hour. Hypersonic technology, once the preserve of military projects and secretive test sites, is now poised to transform everyday life. Engineers and visionaries are reimagining what it means to travel, shrinking continents into mere connections. London to New York before your morning coffee, Tokyo to Sydney in time for lunch. The promise of ultra-fast passenger jets is no longer science fiction. Airlines and aerospace giants are investing in civilian prototypes, racing to adapt military breakthroughs for commercial use. These next-generation aircraft will soar at 5 times the speed of sound or more, gliding on the edge of space and revolutionizing global mobility. But the impact goes far beyond speed. Hypersonic cargo planes could deliver critical supplies anywhere on Earth in record time, reshaping disaster response and global trade. Even medical emergencies could take on new meaning, with life-saving organs or medicines crossing oceans in minutes. Of course, new challenges await. Hypersonic travel demands radical advances in materials, safety, and environmental protection. Regulatory hurdles and public skepticism must be overcome. Yet the vision is clear. A world where distance becomes almost irrelevant, and the sky is not a barrier, but a bridge. From the battlefield to the boardroom, hypersonic technology is set to redefine what's possible, not just for nations, but for all of us. The race to Mach 7 may have started with power and prestige, but its true legacy could be a future where the world is closer than ever before. As the world accelerates toward hypersonic flight, a new set of questions emerges, ones that can't be answered by engineering alone. The promise of shrinking continents and bridging cultures comes with a cost, and the environmental impact of hypersonic technology is only beginning to be understood. At speeds above Mach 5, aircraft burn immense amounts of fuel, producing emissions at the edge of space. Scientists warn that these high-altitude pollutants could disrupt delicate atmospheric layers, affecting climate patterns, and even contributing to ozone depletion. The roar of hypersonic engines also brings new noise challenges, with sonic booms that could shatter the peace far below. But the conversation doesn't end with carbon footprints. Who will benefit from this breakthrough? Will hypersonic travel become a luxury for the few, widening the gap between rich and poor nations? Or can innovation be harnessed to serve everyone, from disaster relief to medical emergencies? Ethical dilemmas loom large. The same technologies that promise faster vacations and global business could also fuel new arms races and surveillance capabilities. As we push the boundaries of speed, how do we ensure transparency, safety, and global cooperation? The dawn of hypersonic flight invites us to dream bigger, but also to think deeper. Innovation must go hand in hand with responsibility, asking not just, can we, but should we? The choices we make today will shape the skies and the world for generations to come. As we stand on the edge of the hypersonic era, one question hangs in the air. What comes after Mach 7? For engineers and dreamers alike, the pursuit of speed is never-ending. Researchers around the globe are already looking beyond traditional air-breathing engines, exploring revolutionary concepts like scramjets, combined cycle propulsion, and even the promise of spaceplanes. These technologies could propel us not just across continents in minutes, but into orbit, and perhaps one day beyond our planet's grasp. Imagine aircraft that transition seamlessly from jet engines to rocket power, blurring the line between air travel and spaceflight. Experimental designs like single-stage-to-orbit vehicles hint at a future where hypersonic speeds are only the beginning. In laboratories, scientists are experimenting with electromagnetic propulsion, antimatter concepts, and even fusion-powered drives, ideas that once belonged to the realm of science fiction. But the quest for speed is about more than just numbers. It's about reimagining what's possible, inspiring the next generation to reach further than before. Each leap forward brings new challenges, materials that can withstand unimaginable heat, guidance systems that function at the edge of physics, and the need for global collaboration on a scale we've never seen. As humanity sets its sights on Mars, asteroid mining, and even interstellar travel, hypersonic propulsion may one day look like a stepping stone, a crucial chapter in the story of our journey beyond Earth. The future of flight is unwritten, limited only by our imagination, our resolve, and the choices we make today. What lies beyond Mach 7? The answer is out there, waiting for us to catch up.